seat under the canopy right in front of the platform. It was our understanding that that's where Dr. Carver was going to speak from. And we sat there for a while because the parade was still going on. Everybody had not seen all of the parade. And finally, everybody started pouring in. And it got to be a little crowded. There were a lot of whites, people that sat around us. We were the only three blacks sitting under this canopy thing. And finally, a policeman came to my dad and he said, boy, you know, you're sitting in the wrong place. You're sitting where white people are supposed to sit. And he said, you're going to have to move from here. And I remember my dad was sitting like here, and I'm next to him, and my brother was next. My brother was 6 years old, I think. And I remember my dad turning to me and saying, let's move over there where the sun is shining. It was kind of overcast day, and he said, we'll be warmer over there. He didn't say anything to the policeman. The policeman didn't say anything else to him. And we got up and moved to, that was the south side of the stadium, in another section of the stadium. And there were only blacks sitting there already, so I guess everybody knew where they were supposed to be but us. Dr. Carver came onto the platform. He would pick up one item at a time and explain what it was made from, how it had been developed, and show the finished product. And he sort of pivoted on the platform. He would show it first, turn first toward the whites that were in front of him, and then he would turn toward the blacks that were seated in the other section. In the play, what was it? The play.
If the truth be told.
The truth be told, the person who did his part repeated. You know, he would describe the item, and then he would turn and say it again. But that's not what Dr. Carver did. He explained it, you know, turning from one side. He didn't repeat it, so that both sections would have a clear view of what he was demonstrating and what he had to say about it. And so our being in that other section did not hinder at all our hearing what he had to say and seeing what he had to show. There were numerous items. It was a long demonstration. He had a lot of different things. And the one thing that stuck in my mind was slates that he clapped together, and he said they were made from cotton stalks, and I just couldn't imagine how he could make something like slates out of it. That really amused me. I was dumbfounded by seeing it, but I was amazed at a lot of the things that he showed. But it was a long time before I was much older, before I actually realized what had happened. I remembered it. My brother did not remember any of it. He didn't. I guess maybe he didn't hear my dad. But in the play, The Truth Be Told, I think Mr. Wallace Smith played the part of my dad, and his portrayal of him was like he was frightened by the policeman, but he was not. He was not frightened at all. He literally ignored him because he turned to me and he said, let's move over there. And it was a long time before I realized the significance of that, and that has had quite a, I can't think of the word for it, but it made quite an impression on me once I was old enough to understand what he had done, that he protected us from the humiliation of being told. But through studying him and reading about him, I never met him personally. I've been in his laboratory at the university and looked through some of the things that he did. That if a young person were to really study his life, they would be inspired to know that they can accomplish whatever they chose to do. Because he did what he did from literally nothing. And especially so where young children now are from families that are, broken, because I think he was sold for a horse, traded for a horse, and that's about as meager as you can have a beginning.